everyone, welcome back. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope this video finds you well. In today's video we are back for another weekly check-in. Today we're going to be doing our week 3 check-in for paycheck number 2 for the month of January. If you are new here, my name is JoJo, and on this channel I share with you our family's journey to financial freedom. I post paycheck budget videos, weekly check-ins, sinking funds, debt, net worth updates. If that is something you would be interested in following along with, then please subscribe. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We are starting here with my transaction log. And this is something I fill out to track all expenses. I usually try to fill it out twice a week on Fridays and then on Wednesdays. This was the week we did our weekly check-in from last week, these transactions. Today we're going to be looking at expenses from January 27th to February 2nd. I'm going to pull in. So yeah, these were the weekly check-ins that we did the last 2 weeks, and we're going to start new over here. We are looking at paycheck 2, and the dates are January 27th to February 2nd, and this will be week 3. And I did this again, you guys. I forgot to fill out my categories. I will be right back. Okay, I went ahead and just filled it out for next week too. I usually have these pre-typed out, but for some reason the ones that I had printed didn't have the pre-filled out categories, but it's fine. I don't really have a whole lot of categories anyways, but this is how I track my variable expenses. Each paycheck covers 2 weeks worth of variable expenses because my husband and I are both paid on the same week and every other week. We're going to start here with groceries, and with my transaction log, I keep track of what's remaining from what I had budgeted for that category. And so just to help myself out, I've gone ahead and highlighted the most recent grocery purchase I made, and it looks like that one was at Walmart. But to figure out how much we spent on groceries this week, I'll take the $325 that I budget for 2 weeks and then subtract the $116.42 that we still have remaining, and that tells me that we spent $208.58 on groceries, and then we have that $116.42 remaining. Next we'll go over to fun. And this is, my daughter had a sleepover, and so we'd stop to get some steak and shake for the kids, and I budget $100 in the fun category, well, minus the $60.89 that we still have remaining. And that was the only fun purchase we have so far. You'll probably notice these little sticky notes. So Walmart, I do a pickup, and there's kind of a lag time, and then they also have a fee that they put on there to kind of hold your place in line, I guess, to reserve your spot. So it doesn't always match, or if they don't have everything that you need, or they substitute things. So this is what's showing as pending in my account, these two numbers, but over here in parentheses is what Walmart's app is showing they actually charged me. So I haven't written those down yet. And then we'd also got some Domino's, and theirs is pending as well. And there's like two purchases, one that was before the tip and then one that was after the tip, but both of them are showing as pending. So it looks like I bought Domino's twice. So those ones I'm just waiting for them to clear to add them, but that's what the sticky note up here is. So yeah, all we had purchased so far, at least that has cleared, is Steak and Shake, and we have the $60.89 remaining. Next is House and Pets, and I budget $150 for that, and we spent $29.18. So we spent a total of $120.82. Gas, I'm not sure how this is going to end up going for us. We have a car that actually gets lower gas mileage, but we needed to get it smogged and we needed to get a moving permit for it. So my husband had actually ended up filling up his 4Runner and filling up the car once he started driving it, but it gets like double the gas mileage that the 4Runner does. So I'm hoping it's going to all balance out. And he'd also taken the 4Runner to get it washed. So yeah, we will see. This paycheck might end up being a not so pretty one for us, but you know, you never know. You never know. That's why I like doing these check-ins too, because it kind of helps me know when I need to rein in some spending. For my husband, we budget $80. He still has $47.88. He had spent $32.12. Okay, and then I had spent all of my $80 for the light. As you can see, this light was expensive, but it's really nice, you guys. And then I'd used $20.50 from my sinking fund that's called my face. And if you watched my sinking fund video from last week, I have like $170 or something built up in there. So I really haven't bought much lately. I've been saving that for a spa trip for my mom and I, and I'm still gonna have plenty of money in there. So I'm not worried about that. Next is miscellaneous, and this was 75 minus 69.02, and this is just little random things. It usually ends up being random stuff for the kids or their allowance, and it also kind of serves as our unbudgeted. It takes care of anything unbudgeted that comes through. All right, so that is all of the variable expenses. Now we'll just add everything up. So we have 208.58 plus 39.11 plus 120.82 plus 138.14 plus 32.12 plus 80 plus 598. Okay, I should double check that okay, good. Make sure I got everything in there correctly. $624.75 is what we spent total, which that's not too bad because I budget $1,010, so we're a little over 50%, which that's kind of how we roll. I usually spend a lot more during the first week of the paycheck, and then I do these weekly check-ins. I'm like, whoa, girl, you need to slow down with your spending and eating out, get back on the meal plan train, all that stuff. So I think we're gonna end up okay. Okay, so yeah, we still have $385.25 moving into next week. All the dogs have their food, we have all our household items, so it's mainly just not overspending in eating out or miscellaneous. All right, so that will take care of all of the yellow boxes. Now we'll move over to my paycheck budget sheet and finish reconciling the rest of it. All right, here we are at the paycheck budget sheet, and we're just going to start at the top here with income, and those are our green boxes. We have income number 1 came in at $28.93.58. You guys can probably hear my poor old computer telling me that it is old and that I am working it too hard. The fan is blowing like crazy, but it still runs, it still works, so I'm gonna use it. And then this paycheck, I told you guys, a couple of times, like in my goals, 2022 goals, that we were expecting a raise, and there's also some overtime on here. So this paycheck, it was almost $350 more than we expected. And my plan was, if it was $200 more, that I would use that money to put into my kids' UTMA account or their brokerage account. And yes, I was super excited to see that. And when we get to the bill section, you'll see what we ended up doing with that money. That was income, our expected income, and another extra income, which I am super excited to see come in, was our dependent care flexible spending account through our jobs. We cashed that in. And oh, you know what? I also, okay, before I write that down, I'm going to take care of this rollover. So we were expecting $21.40.44 from Paycheck 1. We closed that out last week, and we actually ended up with $22.11.62. So let me write that down. And then I will take care of this extra, and that was $41.76. This is the last year that I'm going to be able to use that because of my youngest is going to be starting kindergarten this year. So we're maxing that out again this year. But yeah, I love having that option. All right, that is it for income. Let me get you guys realigned and we'll move over to bills. All right, we are going to come to our first bill, and that was our mortgage. That came out as expected at $1420.08. Well, whoops, I already had the lid off. And we had our internet, and that was as expected at $99.99. Giving was $51.10. Daycare was $368. Sinking funds was $1,600. Savings was $50. And then our M1 brokerage account that we just opened in January, we put $100. My Roth IRA, or our Roth IRA, and this is starting our 2022 contribution because I maxed out our 2021 Roth. So we have now maxed out our Roth IRA for 2020 and for 2021, and by contributing $500 a month starting this year, we are on pace to max it out at $6,000 for 2022, which is so exciting. So of that $41.76, I sent $2,500 of that to max out our 2021 Roth, and I did that this morning. And then the rest of it is going to be sent to debt, which is currently my student loan that is housed within our Heloc. Okay. And when I was doing this paycheck, I had like this cash flow right here. I was surprised at how much it was, and that is because I forgot to write down our Heloc payment. and that is just a bill. This is not what the payment actually is. This is just my designated payment for it, and that is $500. Okay, and then since we did have that extra income for income number 2, I went ahead and contributed to my kids' UTMA, and that was $200. Yeah, it was a busy morning, busy, exciting, productive morning. I'm excited for all of these transfers to clear so that I can get that money assigned to investments, especially while the market is low. We're not going to need to do anything with the variable expenses because of this is the first week of this paycheck. That will be next week when I go to close out this paycheck. We'll add up week 3 and week 4 and then put the totals over here. But this is where I budget, how much I budget for each category and where I pulled those numbers to calculate our remaining amounts. Next, we'll move over to sinking funds, and sinking funds were busy this week. The first one is the smog for the car. So that category is under car, and the smog was $20. We have our car maintenance category. Next was that $20.50 I pulled from the muff face category. And let's see. Okay. And next is this gifts and holidays. So this was for Valentine's cards for my son's preschool class and my daughter's 3rd grade class, and then we also are going to a birthday party this month. And holidays, I got my kids some, let me see if this glare. Okay, you can see the light, but you guys should still be able to see where I type in the numbers. Okay, so there was $38 for that. And then this other holiday was some little Valentine's treats I got for my kids today. And so total what we spent from gifts and holidays, which I love having this sinking fund because that is one of my favorite things, is buying presents for people. I used to go really crazy during the holidays, like any holiday. I would find an excuse to buy holiday things. And like, I feel like having our budget, I'm a lot more reasonable. Like, I still get the joy of buying things for people, but it's within reason, you know? It's not obnoxious. Okay, and then the $50.03 for clothes for my daughter. And that is everything. Okay. So even though we had made some awesome payments towards the Heloc, I'm not going to pull it down here yet because we still have next week for perhaps any extra money to come in that would also be thrown at debt. We'll see how next week shakes out, but whatever is left over from this month or our cash flow, I'm actually going to be contributing that extra to our pet sinking fund because of our puppy. If you watched my video last week, he is scheduled for his neuter. He just got some shots. He needs to get some more shots, so that is coming up, and I want to have about $500 in our pet sinking fund. Right now I have about $200 sitting in there. So yeah, that I'm keeping in the forefront of my mind as far as like where I need to transfer money. But yeah, so that is our weekly check-in. Everything is looking great so far. We got some extra money. We were able to immediately assign it a job. Super great week for us. I think we're looking good moving into week 4 for this budget. Let me know how your guys' start of February is going. For us, it feels like a fresh start because January was rough. It was really rough. And I'm ready for February, a new month to start anew. But I will see you guys next time.